Big surprise, YouTube banned me on my fucking main channel for too much truth. I've always been right about this. We've got a three sun system. This doesn't happen on a normal one sun system. We have back pressure and a freaking back charge in opposing polarities. We have induction heating off the scale. Pressure everywhere. This is 2020, your ionosphere. We had the North Pole, counterclockwise swirl on the North Pole, and the polar vortex, which had grown as big as the North Pole. I called it out and said, look, one of these days it's going to overcome us and start pressuring us. You no longer have a counterclockwise swirl on the planet. It's all clockwise right here until you drop down a layer. Oh shit, where'd it go? It was there yesterday, I swear. Okay, so maybe we don't have a counterclockwise swirl. We do, however, have an awful lot of fires around the globe. These are all verified fires. The UK's on fire. Everywhere's on fire. The Congo, fucking South America, Kansas. They're not hot spots. People like this have been telling their 10,000 subs that I'm reporting hot spots. They're reporting Jesus on toast and claiming that I learned my information from them. I went through ET school in the Navy and learned my physics. I learned real physics. I learned the physics of magnet. I also learned that plants produce oxygen from CO2 that we breathe out. Lee here wants to argue with every known fucking thing on the planet. Everything comes out of my mouth. And I consider that nothing less than murder. I've been reporting on this for 2 weeks. Even my subs were confused about this. This is the biggest fire in the fucking United States, Lee, you piece of shit. And it's been tornado season since December, but all's good, isn't it? New Hampshire and the Swiss Alps are on fire too, you piece of shit. People are dying and losing their homes, and you're sitting there being a smug fuck, thinking you fucking. You claim to have learned your physics through a dream from God. Dude, it was definitely a crack induced incident. You got nothing from no God. The pressure on the ionosphere is causing the upper atmospheres to be pressed down on us. And the continual winds, continual storms, continual pogo sticking of the hot and cold will continue to get stronger and worse, more pronounced, without question. And the quakes and the volcanoes are going to continue to get worse. Meat, beef, poultry, because they eat corn. They're blaming Russia again. They blamed Russian hackers the last time that they had to kill off all the stock because there is no grain. I hit the day of lockdown because I knew 2 weeks later we would run out of meat and people would be asking questions. It wasn't guesswork, it was an educated deduction from observation. That's all this takes. The day this magnet signature manifested, it came from behind the Earth in a classic IMF line and developed out of a CME from a very brilliant sun that you can't see with your eyes. And just because you can't see with your eyes, people that got nightmares from fucking smoking too much crack think that this is Jesus on toast. Very much if I walked into a courtroom with an IR magnet signature like this, I could literally prove Ra broke into the solar system. This is what they refer to as empirical evidence. This is not a lens flare. This is not Jesus on toast. This is a very real magnet signature of a very real sun that's blowing fucking solar wind all over us. That is not a brown dwarf. Brown dwarfs do not have solar wind. This one has way more energy than our sun does. That's why you can't see it. It's in a higher light spectrum, blue, to be very specific. One of the most common suns in the universe. It's a black light, dark star, blue spectrum Kachina, with a conical hat and dingly cobra. It may not sit comfortable with you and your little fucking crack induced nightmares, but this is a very real sun, and there are very real effects going on that I have told will happen for years, and I've never been wrong. It's simple physics applied to a planetary system. It's magnet. It isn't difficult. This isn't any kind of a debate. This is not Jesus on toast. Now, if you're on my corner page and you don't know how to find my Angry Catfish page, let me draw you a map. You're here. See this? Now you're here. Oldest first.